ranging from platforms 4 to platform 9. Platform 10 is also used by suburban services, but only when 2 lines are out. At Bowen Hills, we leave the North Coast Line and join the Normandy Loop. Now, the most advantages of doing heading, one of the strangest things is that the turn loop is actually physically in the station itself. So during the echo time, most exhibition services don't stop at Bowen Hills. They just go through. Outside the echo times, the Normandy Loop, sometimes travel trains use the Normandy Loop so that the front end of the train, where business classes and the railway carriages are able to head out, and empty rolling stock carriages also use that loop. And into Maine also use the loop, and freight trains too, to avoid the centre of the Brisbane area. And at the time we were heading past, the tilt train was getting ready to head out to Rome Street to do the Rockhampton service and gave it the little platform. Now we're passing the exhibition or the Royal Showgrounds. Every year the Echo is held here, and for the past few years the Model Railway exhibition has been held here. As of this recording, the Echo for this year, for 2020, has been cancelled again due to the novel coronavirus. We also, in the background, you can see the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital, famously opened in 1873. It's one of the oldest hospitals in Queensland. The Inner City Bypass, which is a road, follows along the Normandy Loop. It follows to the duration of the loop. We're now back at Rome Street Junction, where we turn on to the main line that heads down west. Although the main line does head northwest further than Grandchester, it heads way to Charleville, and even goes on to Toowoomba and Charleville. And it's still open, and the Westlander does the Charleville bit. Although Grandchester does not get a regular service now, as stopping services to Helidon and Toowoomba ceased in the 1990s. We pass Lang Park, where Suncorp Stadium is being held. This is the home of rugby for here, and the infamous Brisbane Broncos. Although I'm not a big rugby fan, I'm kind of like a soccer fan, so yeah. Passing Milton, the older station, you can see the 4X beer factory, built in the 1990s, built in the early 1900s. Gathering speed over the section between Milton and Indooroopilly is largely 4 tracks and rather the same. This bit wasn't always 4 tracks. It was 2 tracks until 1967, where it was quadruplicated to 4 in 1967. It remained 4 until Indooroopilly. It would double down to 3 or 2. And they doubled up to 4 when the Springville line was opened in 2011. Cross at Indooroopilly the railway line crosses the Brisbane River. So this means we left the north side and now we're in the south side. Stations rush past as we head along to Grandchester. At Corinda, which I accidentally didn't get on film, is the Corinda to Yaranpilly line. Up until 1979, it was the only link linking to the city. However, that track closed. However, there's a station called Tenson which closed in 2011. Also at Darra is the Springfield line which branches off to the left. That line was the first bit to Richland was opened in 2011 and to Springfield Central itself in 2013. We're now passing Whitehall Prison. I don't know if they allow filming at Whitehall Prison, so hopefully the cops don't come and arrest me. This is a rail grinder train. Now, I was actually out a few weeks earlier train spotting and I saw her disabled there, but I think she's be out or getting ready, so yeah, I don't know why she's there. Ipswich motorway pops out a bit from time to time. One of the few motorways built in Queensland. It's still we follow it for a bit, but it does disband after a while. What? City trains rush past between us, like this EME that just went past. Such a rare train these days. We're now in the Red Bank area, and we're now approaching the Red. If you're in Red Bank, and if you're in Queensland, this means you'll have to get past Red Bank workshops, opened in the 1960s to maintain the diesel fleet. It replaced Ipswich workshops, which were small and they couldn't grow. So it was thought they would move all maintenance operations here. It is still owned today, but it's owned by Progress Rail, which is, however, which is still operating today. Although it was threatened with closure in 2014, Progress Rail purchased it from freight operator Horizon and saved it. It used to maintain city train fleet, however that ceased in 2011, in 2014, so that's what prompted the threatening of its closure. On the approach to Ipswich, we cross over this junction so we can head into Ipswich Station. Opened at the same time as the railway line itself, it was actually the terminus until it was extended to Oxley some years later. Although the modern station of today is underground, it wasn't always like this. However, the original station building was torn down years ago. However, the modern station itself, well, what can I say? It's really in dark. However, the station precinct was recently refurbished. Also, to the right, which I accidentally did not get on film, is the line which heads out to North Ipswich Workshops, the first railway workshops to ever open on Queensland Railways. This is where the whole Queensland Rail Heritage Division was based from 1990 onwards, and also it's the only bit it's only one of a few bits in South East Queensland where it's not electrified. Since 2014, city trains have been maintained at North Ipswich Workshop. So yeah, and so if they want to access it, they have to get a diesel to head there. Also passing is the Ipswich Stabling. stop for a bit at Thomas Street whilst we do a crew change and for a tanker to come behind us. Because this next bit there will be limited or no fire stations from there, so we don't want the engine to blow up. Departing Thomas Street is one of the few unstaffed stations in southeast Queensland in the Queensland Rail network. The best.
Hey Robert, how you going?
We're about to pass the the Walker maintenance depot where all of our new generation rolling stock trains are maintained. Opened in 2014, the facility has few roads to maintain a large fleet of NGRs, 75 to be precise. As of now, all NGRs are in service, however some are getting modified. However, they're not on all lines just yet. However, if they're on your line, you're probably going to get sick of them right now, just like me. We are now at Rosewood, the passing of Rosewood Station precinct. Rosewood is also the most westerliest bit of the electrification. This is also where the electrification also ends. The interesting fact is, the most northwest points of the electrification is at Rockhampton. The most northerliest electrification at this point is Rockhampton. The most southerliest, the Gold Coast, the westerliest, who knows, and the easterliest, Rosewood. We're now approaching Grandchester, the original terminus of the original railway, which opens here this time here in 1865. The station is roughly 155 years old. So the original station building is still there, but the station master's house is long gone, although it still survives today. Grandchester was also originally called Biggers Camp, but there's also a lot of stuff of heritage in the station too, especially in the ticket office. Even though I didn't know the model railway. Lunch was provided at a small cost, and the signs if you want to have lunch are these gambling tokens. I can't remember which one was which. The locomotive is shunted back to prepare for the journey back to Brisbane. The locomotive is now ready into position to shunt back and head for the journey back to Brisbane. The train is actually shunting back from the platform because there is a freight train scheduled to head through the station. An empty coal train, to be precise, heading probably up to the Bowen Basin coal plants. Once the coal train has passed, the train shunts back into the platform to prepare for departure back to Brisbane. Also on this service there were a bunch of stuff for sale. I bought myself a book which contains a DVD of a PDF of all the rail motor services in Queensland. Also there was also snacks on sale at this car. We depart Grandchester heading back to Brisbane. Just a few months when the journey happened in February, bushfires happened. So the service was originally meant to happen in November, but due to the bushfire happened. The bushfires have long gone since then. We arrived back at Toronto Street platform 3, right on time, and it's about to head home.
Come up, go around all the way to the top. But now they're doing stuff with it, so that's why it's changed.
What's interesting is that there is only 9 platforms here at Roma Street. What's platform 1? Well, platform 1 is the bus platform. Anyways guys, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe and comment down below. And also subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Thank you very much for watching. On the left is the recent video I posted. On the right is the video recently. Also subscribe and also check out my other channel. Bye.